I'll be honest, I don't even think I could get my elbows and arms together behind my back. I'm going to try. I'm going to do it right now. Like, no, I can't even.
Yeah, elbows together and then wrists together. Yeah.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm not flexible. This would really fucking hurt, guys.
Yeah.
Just the act of getting your arms back there would hurt bad enough.
Yeah.
Let alone lifting your body weight off the ground.
Yeah, how wrecked your shoulders would be after that.
They'd be fucked before that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be pleasant.
Right away, Constance goes to town, and she's pretty constant with her punishment. She never varies.
That was a good one, Jim. That was good. Props.
I was like, come on.
I was like, she's proud of that word. Why? Oh, she's clever.
It's like when you're watching a movie and they say the name of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why she was named that. So Dennis shows Constance all the places that Richard just hates the most.
Jade kept poking all my ticklish spots while we were reading this earlier, and I kind of hated her for it, and I totally understand how awful this would also be.
I couldn't help it.
Guys, I've had a rough day.
She was like, and this spot, and this spot, and this spot.
Oh, I almost spilled my drink. That would have been bad.
Yeah, don't do that. So, Constance, again, she doesn't smile while she's doing it. She doesn't let up at all. And it's worse than when Denna does it, because she at least, like, gives him a break for, like, a split second to catch his breath, or, I don't know, not leave him right on the edge of his sanity, probably, the entire time.
Right. Denna has a way of, like, bringing the pain up and then easing off, and I kind of took that to mean she's more dynamic in her skill. And that Constance is just like, the whole time, and there's no skill involved. She's just fucking hurting him.
Yeah.
Denna, in a weird way, her performance as a Mordsith is like an art.
Yeah.
There's fine points to it. This is a skill she has. With Constance, it's more like this is something somebody showed her to do this one time, and she can kind of like poke shit with a stick.
It's like she got a taser off the internet.
Yeah.
And she found a guy she could use it on.
That's so fucked up. You don't have a taser, do you?
I mean, I could get one.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, Denna has a strange, like, sort of compassion about her, and Constance doesn't. She has to be told to stop when she's about to cripple Richard, like, more than once.
Yeah, obviously she's got self-control issues, but that's why when Constance suggests that, you know, she be left alone with Richard, Denna's like, nope, maybe another time, and you're not going to fuck with his ears either. What we talked about, putting the Aegil into the ear. Yeah.
In our last live episode that we were just talking about, we all kind of had a conversation about the size of the Aegil. And in case you missed the post on our social media, I found a passage from one of the other books about the actual size of an Aegil, and it definitely is the size of a finger. So it can fit in an ear. It's smaller than a dildo, unless you have a finger-sized dildo, in which case, okay.
So we can still call it a tasdo?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But now that we've talked about some ear play and we've talked about some dildos, I think it's probably time to take a beer break.
You're on fucking fire, Jade. A beer sounds great.
Yay!
All right. Well, this week we are drinking Cinnamon on French toast from Pigeon Hill Brewing Company. And it's an imperial stout with maple, vanilla, and cinnamon. They were being clever.
It says enjoy often and cold. Cold and often.
Either or either. I'm fine. As long as it's good. And we're going to find out if it's good right now. Just letting it settle. I'm getting the syrup right away, and I'm getting the cinnamon right away. And I like it.
French toast is one of Nate's favorite breakfast foods.
Actually, I'm going to correct you there, Jade. French toast is my favorite breakfast food.
Yes.
I mean, of course, in like combination with like eggs and bacon and stuff like that. But yeah, no, French toast beats pancakes hands down. There, I said it. There's your hot take.
So this is still part of the pack that Nate went into the store and picked out himself because we're not allowed to go together anymore.
I'm not normally crazy about cinnamon, although I am known to crush a pumpkin pie whenever available. But this is really good. Like, I was kind of hoping it would be, but really fucking good. I suppose you can have it back.
Yeah, share. I feel like, is that half gone?
It
feels like it's half gone.
It might be.
The fuck?
I took a big swallow.
Like a half a can swallow. I didn't know you could swallow that well. If you guys have something to drink nearby, why don't you guys go ahead and crack another one, and we will too. We'll be back right after this.
And we are back. And it's the end of the day, and Richard has to fill up a tub for Denna, which means he has to go get the hot water and fill up the tub one bucket at a time until it's full.
But he's got to fucking run.
But he's got to go fast because she doesn't want a cold tub.
And it's far away. And you can't spill it on the way back because then you have less water.
Right. Which means more trips. What an awful thing.
I mean, it's not the worst thing that's happening to Richard at this point by far, but like, it would be stressful.
It's not getting beaten, but it's definitely not fun.
Yeah.
And that's when Richard tells Denna that he is fucking afraid of Constance.
Yeah.
I think he can tell that she doesn't have that off switch that Denna has mastered. So he knows that Constance will go too far.
She's going to fuck him up permanently in some way. Denna tells Richard that her and Constance are like best friends. They're super close because they used to share a trainer named Rastin. And when Denna turned 18, that's the man that she ended up killing.
Yeah. I mean, if you kill somebody's enemy when you're young, teenager, then you become BFFFFFs. Yeah, all that.
That's how we're best friends with Madison.
That's true. I'm not going to give any backstory there. No more questions.
Yeah, so Constance couldn't do it herself. Denna had to be the one to carry it out because she was also tortured by him.
So this guy, he was killed by a trainee. Probably not a great story to be telling a trainee. I know the situation's a little different. I might get flack for that. Be like, obviously a Mord Sith, you can't fuck them up. That guy probably didn't even have magic. They probably didn't have magic when they were being trained at that young age. But still, I wouldn't put ideas in Richard's head like, hey, so it's possible to kill your trainer.
Right. That's true. I think he's one of Dark and Raw's like friends or something like that. Like Demon. I think it was like one of Darken's buddies that he was like, yeah, you can go fuck with my Mord Sith, train them, quote unquote. And then he died because, he can't, he's not a Mord Sith. So he didn't know how to control them.
Yeah, couldn't handle that.
No.
Speaking of handling it. I'm sorry, that was weird.
Ooh.
Horny Terry returns.
Hey, Horny Terry.
So at this point, Denna is naked. We are done with our bath. She's fresh.
Nice and clean.
And lights out. She tells Richard to go get the Aegil, which he doesn't want to do because it hurts him every time he touches it. And he's like, fuck that. But he doesn't want to get beaten with it or, tortured with it anymore. So he goes and grabs it. He just kind of like grins and bears it.
Right. He asks her why it doesn't hurt her when she grabs the Aegil from him. And she's like, it does. It hurts me because this is the Aegil that was used on me when I was trained. Okay. Point that I want to make here is that in the last chapter, Violet used the Aegil.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused as to how she was able to use it or how she was able to use it without getting hurt. And it's because of this. She wasn't actually using the Aegil. She was holding the Aegil, And the pain that Richard was feeling was because he was being trained with the Aegil. He can't touch the Aegil now without feeling pain because he was trained with it.
Right. But Princess Violet, not having been trained with an Aegil, can touch one like it's nothing and feel no pain.
Now, I did see some people thinking that if you just pick up an Aegil, you could use it because they would be active then. I didn't really see a whole lot of people like agreeing with that being the case. Like, it's not just an active weapon in a random person's hand, because that seems a little bit crazy.
Well, I think it's that an Aegil has magic, and unless you have the magic to activate it, like a Mord Sith apparently does, because they do have magic. They have the magic that can capture magic, and apparently they have magic to control this Aegil. But if you are not a Mord Sith, not being trained by a Mord Sith, you go up and grab it, I don't think you could torture somebody with it. I think it's just a little thin leather rod. It'd be like nothing.
Theoretically, if Violet had touched it to somebody other than Richard, it wouldn't have done anything.
I agree. If she had, in fact, turned around and jabbed her mom with it for whatever reason, I don't know why she would do that. She is a psycho, though, so I'm not going to rule it out. If she had done that, I don't think it would have done anything. No, I agree with you.
But if she touched Denna with it, it would have hurt.
Right, because Denna was trained with it.
Right. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I had to do a little bit of looking around. I actually went to the official Facebook group and just typed in the question, and it popped up with like a whole bunch of people asking it and a whole bunch of people answering it. So if you were one of those people, thanks. I really appreciated it because I was a little bit confused.
You've also been poring over books for the last couple of days because we got a subscriber on our Patreon page, and they get a hand-drawn picture signed by Jade. Jade is an amazing artist. To me, you are, dude. I can't do what you do. Not even close. She has to draw Kara because that's Madison's chosen character. Her favorite character, actually. A little fun fact about our fellow listener. And she has been getting all of these little details from the book to make sure she draws her exactly right.
That's how I found out that I was wrong about the size of the Aegil. To be fair, it took until like the 4th book before it was like explicitly stated. And maybe that's why. Maybe because Terry was like, people aren't fucking getting it, okay?
Yeah.
This is how big it is. So after Denna tells Richard about how the Aegil works, she also tells him that Mord Sith are trained like a lot longer than he's going to be trained. They're trained for years, and it's to be able to handle the pain and be able to like stand it, like the whole Aegil in the teeth thing. Yeah,
or in her hand. She's got to be able to grab it, and she doesn't even wince.
Yeah, I guess that too. That makes sense.
Well, I think that's why when she took it from Richard, he was like, hey, how come it doesn't hurt you? Well, it does. She's just fucking dealing with it.
Right. Only women can handle it because, like, they can deal with a lot higher pain tolerance than men can because they're, like, badasses.
Try getting a man cold and see if you say that.
Yeah.
Obviously kidding.
Nobody's catching a cold right now, Nate.
That's absolutely true. I apologize.
I ought to spray you with some Lysol right now.
Should I go hang myself on the hook?
Yeah.
Get in my corner?
Yeah, you should go put... Never mind.
Okay.
It went to a weird place.
That's for our other podcast.
Yeah. It's a private podcast. If you want to subscribe to that one, let me know and I will send you the link. So at this point, Denna has Richard come to her. And he's like, you're clean and I'm all sweaty. And she's like, I don't care. I want to be dirty. Fade out.
That's how they get the TV 14 rating on TV.
Yeah.
No sex scenes.
Yeah. That's why we need the HBO version.
Yeah.
Days pass, there's lots of devotions, and Denna starts wearing her white leather to show that Richard's broken, and she doesn't need to, like, draw blood from him anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't have to kick his ass to get him to listen. He is perfectly willing, and he understands the consequences of not doing what he's told.
She's gonna have to fucking clean her white leather, and that's a pain in the ass.
She could make him clean her white leather.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever gotten blood out of leather, but
No.
it's not fun.
So random